Welcome to Alpha Red number 7, The Monster Within. In this issue, an ancient evil has risen, unleashed by a rogue treasure hunter on her latest heist. Now, this powerful executioner walks the earth once more, and only Alpha Red stands between the fallen angel and the annihilation of the other kingdom warriors. As Wingman is haunted by cryptic visions of his forgotten past, he squares off with the Searcher and her celestial enforcer Zadkiel. What dark secrets link the sacred relics to Wingman's dreams? And can Alpha Red stop this vengeful angel before it's too late? Brace yourself for pulse-pounding action, shocking revelations, and supernatural suspense in Alpha Red number 7, a high-octane thrill ride you won't want to miss. This issue can be enjoyed on its own, but there will be tiers where you can pick up the first 6 issues of Alpha Red. If you're new to Alpha Red, it can be summarized like this. In a world unraveling from the inside, Alpha Red emerges as a bold new hero in a time of darkness. Calvin Wes Wesley was just a blue-collar worker, until the Kingdom, a secret organization powered by ancient spiritual technology, chose him to be their new champion. With superhuman strength, speed, and wisdom now flowing through him, Wes is thrust into the battle that reaches beyond the physical world into the realm of eternal souls. The enemy, Satan himself, cast into human form, walking among us, immortal, plotting a global apocalypse after being betrayed by his right-hand demon. His identity is hidden, his influence is growing, and only Alpha Red stands between us and damnation. This isn't just a comic, it's a spiritual war dressed in superhero skin. A gripping, high-stakes saga where every punch is powered by purpose and every page crackles with righteous intensity. Created by artist and writer James Q. Nguyen, Alpha Red fuses pulse-pounding action with themes of faith, redemption, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. With stunning artwork and a cinematic story arc built for fans of Spawn, Daredevil, and the Book of Revelation, this is a series that dares to say something deeper, while still kicking it like a 90s style comic. Join the mission, back the hero, invest in the legend. Alpha Red isn't just another comic, it's the beginning of something bigger. What's up, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. It is Sunday night, and we are gonna draw. It is almost 24 hours. It's exactly 24 hours away from the Alpha Red number 7 launch party. I hope you guys are excited as I am. We'll go through just a smattering of what I want to show you tomorrow. But thank you for joining me to cap off the weekend and prepare you for tomorrow. I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me every week. So let me see. Ernest is first. Ernest, the firstest. Ernest. Thank you for showing up every week, brother. Thank you. All right. So what comics did you pick up this week? So you saw the thumbnail. We're going to be drawing Battle Beast. We can talk about Battle Beast. I have it right here. I read it. What did I think? What did you think? Did you pick it up? Did your store do like my store did? My guys are like crazy. They did a 24-hour launch party. So starting at midnight, they went all the way through the morning. They were on Whatnot. They were selling. I walked in on the following Thursday or Friday, on that Thursday or Friday, and they had stacks and stacks of books everywhere with people's names on it from the Whatnot stream. I guess there were some bags, some blind bags, and apparently in the blind bags was issue number 2. So some people already read issue number 2 of Battle Beast. So if you didn't get a blind bag, maybe there's some blind bags out there still. They're going for big money, is what I'm told. I don't have the money to spend on issue number 2, which comes out like next week or the week after. Anyway, so I can wait. And so So what else did you pick up? This was, let's share my screen, and we can talk about the first thing that I picked up was Batman number 8. This is the second issue in the Mr. Freeze saga. So this is what Mr. Freeze looks like in the Absolute Universe. So I did like it. So that is a recommend. I don't want to go through it. You know, there's reviews online. I just give you a thumbs up, thumbs down. It's not Nick Dragotta on art. It's somebody else, but it's serviceable. He makes Batman look like a chubby Asian man. I could be Absolute Batman. I think if I was drawn, if they were looking for Absolute Batman, like I could go out for the casting. Chubby Asian guy strapped to the table. That's right up my alley. Maybe that's why I liked Absolute Batman this week. So also, I liked Transformers. I picked up Transformers. If you guys aren't on the Transformers bandwagon, Ernest, I know that you said you started picking some of this stuff up, the G.I. Joe and the Transformers. I hope you're digging it, and so good. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it was like a fast read. It wasn't like a fast read, but it was a lot happened and a lot of cool things happened. We'll talk about Battle Beast. That was the third book that I picked up this week. But for my campaign that starts tomorrow on Fund My Comic at 8:30, we'll have the launch party, and I'll be pointing people to the campaign on Fund My Comic at 8:30. The first one who pledges will get this for free. This is Alpha Red number 1. It's a sketch cover. I did a sketch of Pitt. You can go back in the videos and you can find some Pitt that I drew. And then I just crossed it out here and I did the Pitt logo. I think I did a pretty good job. What do you think? I don't know if you guys were fans of Pitt, but I was. And Dale Keown, when I was doing the campaign for Alpha Red number 6, he retweeted me. He retweeted my campaign, my Alpha Red number 6 campaign. And so I got all hyped, and so I did Pitt. So that was probably 8 months ago. It has 2024 on it. So what I did was I just I drew Alpha Red's mask on him and took out his big teeth and made it Alpha Pitt. Okay, you get that for free if you are the first one. Maybe Ernest will be first. Maybe Ernest will be first and get an Absolute Pitt. So Ernest says, picked up Absolute Batman number 4 through 8 since I'm catching up. Haven't gotten the package yet though. That's cool. If you like, I think you'll like it. I know that you like it. My son and I really enjoyed it. And it's violent. It's a little over violent. We talked about it. Probably damaging him, but it's something that we share together. So this is the homage cover for Alpha Red number 7. So I didn't tell anybody that I was doing the Incredible Hulk number 181 as the homage cover. I was toiling around with a couple of different ones, and there just happens to be a scene in the comic where Alpha Red and Zed Keel go at it, and it looks similar to this. So I decided that this would be the homage cover. So this is the homage cover. This is the exclusive cover for the fundraiser. But I think that's all I'm going to show you. Everything else tomorrow, 8 p.m. Meet me back here, 8 p.m. tomorrow for the launch party of Alpha Red number 7. So without further ado, this is the man of the hour. Battle Beast is in the house. Let's see what Ernest says. Ernest is going to be he's going to try to be first. You've got to beat Fong. He's got his money out. He's waving his money at me. So, yep. More likely to be Fong. He's quick on the draw. I'm surprised he's not here. He's probably stuck in traffic on his way to the gym or back from the gym. So we'll see when he shows up. But Battle Beast was so violent and so fun. It's definitely a 2 thumbs up, and because that's all I have.
I only got 2 thumbs, so they go way up for this Battle Beast. If you're into extreme comic book violence, I mean, the most gruesome is probably this first panel. I mean, this first page, because it has humans in it. Everywhere else, they're like aliens and androids, and that he goes through the story, but it's mostly aliens. Just so, to me, I can suspend my my conservative, like, oh, it's too violent kind of attitude towards most comics that have too much violence, like glorify the violence on mainstream characters that are meant, that I feel like they're marketing to kids. But so I suspended all of that, and I would still give this a recommend. There's no cursing in there, just lots of blood everywhere. So I'm going out of my comfort zone, or not comfort zone, but like preferences or whatever, to go ahead and recommend this comic, even though it has lots of violence. So it's a new character, so I did a lot of like flipping back and forth, like, what does he look like? So I don't know if you guys have been, if you're huge fans of Invincible. I'm told he appeared once before, or once or twice, but he has a very cool look. He's got this Tony the Tiger meets Conan in space type vibe. So I'm all about it. It was it gave me good vibes. And so the one complaint about the sketch cover is that the title is so dang big. It's like a third of the comic. So I'm going to complain about how little room I have to make a dynamic image that somebody might want to buy. This is available on my Etsy store right now for $30. $30. And you're going to want to jump on that. Methinks. I'm going to recommend that if you have any inclination of possibly buying this, that you do it sooner rather than later, because I think this one is going to be a good one. And I will show you. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna will it to be one of the best ones, even though we don't really know everything about it. I'm gonna put a bookmark in here so that I'm not thumbing through it every 5 seconds. I can just peel it back here. I'm sure to have a bookmark handy. Here's my handy dandy. If I don't have an alpha red one, I surely have an Alterna one. We'll just make it a sticky pad. I apologize for making you wait through that. I've been working all morning on the campaign, and if you go, I think right now, I think you can go over to alpharedcomic.com, and the campaign is you can preview the campaign. So it's not like Kickstarter, where they kind of keep it hidden behind this wall of like sign up here to get notified when a campaign goes live. Nope, they just show you the whole thing. Like, all right, there it is, and you guys can stumble upon it. I haven't been advertising it. I have linked it to alpharedcomic.com instead of my website. I have switched it over so people can more easily find it, stumble across it, or whatever. But you can get an idea of what I am putting up and how much things cost. And we'll go through a lot of that tomorrow at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. guys, don't leave me hanging by myself. Don't leave me hanging by myself. Let me see. Did I miss Mr. Fong coming in. Sorry I'm late. Don't be late tomorrow, Fong. Ernest says he's going to try to be first. I'm hanging out with a Christian otaku group. Okay. What's an otaku? What is otaku? Am I missing something cool? Maybe I want to join a Christian otaku group. For $30, guys. This is going to be a steal. You should see how many of these Battle Beast comics my store has. So they went big. They went in big with all the incentives. So they wanted a Ryan Otley sketch cover, and they wanted a CGC 9.8 graded comic. So you had to do 2,000. You had to order 2,000 comics to get the Ryan Otley thing, and then for I think you get the 9.8s with the 2,000. So you get all the different goodies on your way to the 2,000. I don't know if there was anything bigger than 2,000, but you got a bunch of those blind bags, and then you got some, I forget what other things they were showing me, trying to get me to come in for the 24-hour party. I was like, yeesh. I did not end up going. I was trying to put together the campaign, and I was not having very much luck. I didn't jump back on. I appreciate you guys hopping on with me last Thursday. Was it Wednesday? Tuesday? While I was putting together the campaign. It is a learning curve every time you jump on. And so I don't want to be super boring when I get on here. But I was definitely trying to figure some stuff out. And it was like banging my head against the wall. Because like you would do it and you're like, no, I could do it. This is going to be better, or that's going to be better. And it's just back and forth. And if I'm thinking about describing all the things that I'm doing and the decision making that I'm doing, I do less deciding and less doing. So I ended up doing it just kind of by myself on Thursday, I want to say. Wednesday or Thursday? Whenever the party was supposed to be. Tuesday into, was it Tuesday? Gosh, where's my brain? I don't know. Whatever day it was. I ended up not going to the party that my LCS had. But I wish I had. It sounded like a hoot. So I like that my local comic shop tries to do some of this stuff and tries to create like an experience for the fan, and not just, hey, just come in because we have these books and these books better sell themselves. Like, no, come in. Let's talk about these comics, what you like, what you don't like. Let's see if I missed anything here. Fong says, if I lose to Ernest, it's fine. May the best man win. Good sport, sir. Good sport. Ernest says stolen. Nice. Ernest says, I don't mind being beaten out by Fong, someone who's going to be number one. We might as well both be surprised from the shadows. You guys are good sports. I appreciate it. I appreciate your enthusiasm. It gets me hyped because I'm so excited to show you guys this stuff, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. That's why I want to save the last couple of pages. I could just show you and we could all like be giddy about the way it's going to look when it's colored, and when I finalize the script, like what all that is going to sound like. And but I don't want to spoil it. So there's so much thought that went into it to, like, I kept changing it, and then finally I got the exact kind of surprise that I wanted. It could have been a number of pretty cool things, but I'm happy that I held out, and it became what it became. So this is like his cape that he really doesn't use past. He doesn't put it on until the middle of the book. Well, not even the middle of the book, whenever this page is. So, and this is only first couple of pages, I guess. First couple of pages. But I like the look of it. I mean, I've been looking at that for a long time. That's been the image that they use to promote the book. And so I've been picturing him with the hood for a long time. So just want to incorporate that the hood existed, because I don't think it's going to be a normal look for him. Although I think it's cool. So before, let me see. So here's your last chance to buy it before I show you why it's such a steal. Because I'm going to do the back. So you're going to get a gatefold for $30. Guys, what a bargain. What a bargain. What a deal. What a deal. So, Fong, did you tell me what an otaku group was? Christian otaku. Is that food? Is otaku food? I feel like that's a Japanese thing or some kind of Asian thing that I should probably know. I'm going to lose my Asian creds, my street cred as an Asian man, because I don't know what otaku is. Let's see what a sword looks like. I didn't do enough detail. Ah, gotcha. Good work, my man. Good work. I'm telling you, you got a steal for sure. Faux show. Just because, number one, because you're going to get the back done too. And I don't typically do the back, even though most of the times it's blank. Come on, the hilt of the thing it's a little, it's got its own kind of texture. See, it's got like techie stuff. And I know it doesn't need to be like all super perfect, because a lot of times they don't draw it the same every time. But this comes down more like a tooth. I kept picturing like a tooth in my head, but maybe it is not. All right. It just is going to be what is going to be. And make sure his eyeballs are all creepy looking. So did you pick up the book, Ernest? Or will you be reading this copy? Will you be reading this copy as your first copy? First experience? So this is just generic generic, gigantic monster guy who he has a little bit of a difficult time. Actually, that's not even true. That he has a lot of fun killing. I just like the banter, the trash talking in this book, because like, no, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm the one who's going to kill you. Like, no, I'm going to kill you. No, I'm going to kill you. And it is fun. So I was listening to Chuck Dixon. I don't know if you guys listen to Chuck Dixon's YouTube channel. He's got one. Ask Chuck Dixon is what it's called. And somebody asked him about writing a character. Like, he struggles between like showing that a character is super skilled, highly skilled, and worthy of like winning all the battles, but he doesn't know how to write it in a way that makes him like a Mary Sue, like just always winning. And he doesn't want to take away from the character that he has created to show that he is weak. He doesn't have much weaknesses, but like, how do you make it appealing? And so Chuck Dixon says that he likened it to writing Conan. And he says, nobody can beat Conan. Like, and it doesn't become boring, because Conan's main problem is not finding someone who can beat him, but he has to deal with, like, can he save the girl and get all the money? Like, he has to sacrifice the one for the other. So which one is he gonna choose? Like, who does he save? Who gets away because he not because he can't handle them, but he just can't be in two places at once. He can't save everybody. So that is the coolness. And I'm glad that I heard him say that this week, because that is exactly how this felt. So Thok, I think his name is. Thok is Battle Beast's real name. He's like very Conan-ish. And it is such a fun ride to go through with them. Let me see. I missed a bunch of stuff. Okay. So Funk says Otaku is a super anime fan. Okay. Anime. Nice. Ernest says that sounds like some awesome fun. Nice. It does indeed. Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. How's everybody doing? We're doing well, Mr. Patrick Daniel. Thank you for showing up. Ernest says Patrick in the house. Jay Scott in the house. Hey James, happy Sunday. Hope all is well. All is well, sir. Thank you for showing up. Ernest says, he did not pick up. I am not an invincible guy, but I know of it. If you say it's good, I'm going to check it out. And I do recommend it. I read Invincible like early on when it started getting super popular back in the early 2000s. And I couldn't keep up with it. It was while the kids were young. I didn't have a whole lot of money. And it started becoming really, really violent. And so I checked out. But they're doing it in a way, I don't know. This one is so over the top, so ridiculous that it doesn't offend me. Does that sound weird? Is it weird if it doesn't offend you? Because it's so unrealistic, but it's so... the guy's so cocky, like maybe like a Deadpool, but not as crass. He's just so good at what he does. So let me snap some pictures here. The Lost Woods is in the house. Yay, I made it this time. Nice to have you back, sir. And Mohawk Mark says, hey ya guys. Hey ya Mohawk Mark. Let me snap a picture as I do, so that I can post it later on all the socials. If you would indulge me, fellas and ladies, if there are ladies present. If there are any ladies present. Snappity snap. All right. Back to it. Cracking that whip. All right. So we'll go. All right. We will go small first. I was gonna just bypass the small and go right to the big stuff, just because there's more action, more energy in this. Methinks. So yeah, there's lots of. This just feels like what comics should be. Kind of fun. Doesn't take itself too seriously. He's got like a. I don't know if it's a helmet. If it's supposed to be a helmet, because he's got a feline head. So I don't know if it's just like a crown type of armor thing, or if it's an entire helmet. But it doesn't matter. He doesn't even need it. He doesn't really even need it. I don't even know why they bother putting it on him, to be honest. But man, the look and the energy, and just like, I was a Ryan Ottley art fan on Invincible. And then he went over to Marvel and did Spider-Man. And I was so excited for his Spider-Man. And I was so disappointed. It just did not look like my Spider-Man, you know? It was a little too blocky. I don't know. I thought for sure he was just going to knock it out of the park, and I was just going to love it. He's so fast, and he's got so much energy in his artwork. And so I was prepared to just be floored with what he was going to do. But I was disappointed, honestly. But he's back. He's back on this, and it's as good as his stuff was on Invincible. So it's not all super detailed, like I typically like in a superhero comic book way. It's got a lot of blood. He does blood very well. If you've ever seen some of his sketches, his convention sketches, he just bloodies everything up, and people just eat it up. They love it. He just brings a lot of red Sharpies and makes everything extremely violent. If you're into that, Mr. Ryan Ottley is a good guy for you. I'm not always into it. I'm more into this than I thought I was. Than I thought I would be. I was just kind of curious to see what it was going to be like, just because my local comics shop was hyping it up so much. I was like, is it really going to be any good? And sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. This is definitely a recommend. And even if you don't care too much for violence, like I don't typically prefer it too much. Especially in the amount that you see in this. But it's so, there's not a lot of humans in here. So all the alien violence was acceptable to me for for whatever reason. All right, let's switch to a bigger guy. Bigger. Let's just do slightly bigger to see if I want to cool my heels a little bit, or if I want to go all in. Give it a little bit of 3D action there. And then I don't know how to do a braid that is turning midair. Give it a little bit of texture, some 3D, like a shoelace feel there, if I can. Did I tell you about the one guy that I used to go to school with who would do battleships? And he would draw these. If there was a stick figure version of battleships, that was his expertise. He would draw these ginormous spaceship battleships. I should be more specific. And there were guns and cannons just everywhere. And he would just blow them up then. And he would be sitting in the corner. And he would get in trouble for making so much noise. But he could not help himself. It was the funniest thing. Let's see if I missed anything. Oh, okay. Oh, yep, there we go. Patrick Dane says, better name than Mullet Martin. Yes, sir. I think Mohawk Mark is better than Mullet Martin. Could be worse. So this is supposed to be the thing underneath. All right, I gotta remember to do the braids on this side. But yeah, I'm thankful that I caught that Chuck Dixon explanation. I do feel like it helped me enjoy this issue. I don't know if you guys are fans of Conan. I am not typically, but just to hear, I'm a fan of Chuck Dixon's writing. And I didn't even know that I was. I picked up The Horseman, and that was before I realized how violent it was going to be. And that was too violent for me. I did not go back unless I hear fantastic things about the launch of the ongoing, which I don't understand the numbering, because the new offering from Rippaverse for Horseman is Horseman number 1 again. So I bought Horseman number 1 a couple of months ago. Now you come out with Horseman number 1 again, drawn by somebody else. Like, I'm confused. So I took a pass. And maybe if people start saying that it's a must-read kind of thing, so I actually did hear back from Rippasen. Are you guys interested in hearing about that kind of stuff? So with Alpha Red, I've been trying to, there's nothing wrong with Starcross. I am still going to be publishing through Starcross. But to crowdfund, Rippaverse has their Rippasen platform that they said that they were offering to independent creators. But it seems like the first 2 or 3 that they've done, they did 2 for Drunk 3PO, and then 1 for Yellow Flash, the current one for Yellow Flash. And they're doing gangbusters. But I thought it was going to be for just any old Joe Schmo. So I reached out to them when I was putting Alpha Red number 6 together. And I said, I'd like to put it out through you guys if possible. And I said, it'll be ready in a month. They're like, no, it's too short for us. Too short a timeline. And this was before, I think they were, Drunk 3POs was coming out. His first one. And so I said, I'm hoping that issue number 7 will be ready by May. And they said, okay, definitely. Get back with us in May when you think it's going to be ready. And I forgot about it, honestly, until I started putting together the Fund My Comic one. And I said, you know what? It would not hurt to reach back out to them. I don't know if they remember me, because there's no application, no place to submit anything. You just kind of have to contact them and say, hey, I'm interested. And they said, okay, what do you want us to do? Like, what do you have and what do you want us to do? And so now I do have a form. They sent me like an official form. Hey, what's the content? What's the genre? Can you send us some images? I've already sent them some images, but I think because Alpha Red number 7 is going off tomorrow. That's tomorrow at 8:30 on Fund My Comic. If you guys are new to the channel, if you're new to Alpha Red, my comic Alpha Red, I'm doing a Kickstarter. It's not Kickstarter. Sorry, a crowdfunder for Alpha Red number 7 that starts tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Doing a launch party tomorrow at 8 p.m. right here on this channel. So same Bat channel, same Alpha Red channel, but tomorrow. But so that is definitely going to happen. So I think I'm going to put the trade paperback through if I can bend their ear and they can put a campaign together for an Alpha Red 1 through 5 trade paperback. That would be cool. So I don't know if that stuff is supposed to be secret or not. And it might not. Nothing may come of it. But I was pretty excited that they reached back out and said that they're interested. And they gave me the next steps. So I will keep you guys posted on that. But now I have to find the time it's a pretty lengthy application to submit the book. So, but I can submit the whole shebang. The whole shebang. What was the guy's name? The shebang guy. Shebang, shebang, she moo, she moo. I don't know if you guys are too young to remember that. It was what was the Simon Cowell thing? It's not the talent one that they have now, but they had the music one. American Idol, that's it. The old brain. The old brain. Let me see. Nope, I messed it up. It was only supposed to be this one. Yikes. You'll forgive me. I know it, Ernest. And I messed up on that detail of his armor there on the bottom. Let me see what I missed. Ernest says, you have to make the noise to get the energy. That's right. Horseman, Welcome to Florist Park was a one shot. Think of it as a 0. Gotcha. Patrick Daniel says, hoping to be here for the launch party. I hope you are too. I'll show you all the rewards and stuff beforehand, hopefully beforehand, and then when it turns 8:30, I'll unleash you to jump over there. GTG, gotta go. See ya, Lost Woods. Thanks for hanging out. Ricky Martin. Yeah, William Hung. William Hung was the guy. There you go. Benny in the house. What's going on, brother Benny? Yeah, William Hung. Whatever happened to that guy? Whatever happened to that guy? Did he actually make any money from his rendition of She Bang, She Bang? That, I mean, he looked like he was like dead serious. Like somebody told me I could sing. So I'm just gonna come up here and She Bang. The choice of song, I think, was also like, bro, what in the world? What in the world? What are you thinking? William Hung, what are you thinking? And maybe his name too. Like the whole package. He had the whole package. William Hung had the whole package. He's not like Fong. Fong's a master karaoke, award-winning karaoke singer. I'm gonna work on a karaoke song or two before I go out to California. And go out to karaoke one of these years when I go out to San Diego. Does anybody live close enough to San Diego? Do you guys go to San Diego? It's like I know that California is huge. Like a lot of people assume that New York City is right around the corner from me, even though because I live in New York State, but it's actually 5 hours away from me. So not a place that I go very often. I haven't been to New York City since 2016, probably. William Hung. That's funny. So Benny, did you have to look that up, or did you have the recall? Is your brain young enough that you had the recall on William Hung? That's too funny. Any thoughts about Diamond being sold again to a second buyer because the first buyer sued them for not disclosing that the contract with Wizards of the West Coast was expiring. Apparently they're pretty shady. And we wonder why comics are unreliable. There are some, we are in talks with some distributors. Starcross Comics is. So I hope that I can get Alpha Red out to more folks. More folks out there. Little drop shadow back here. All right, let me read Patrick's first before I can catch Benny's kind of sort of just flipped over and saw the William Hung She Bangs audition. What was I thinking? He had the energy. God bless him. He had something. He had the riz. Patrick. That's what counts. I can barely remember what day it is, but somehow I remembered William Hung. Nice. I know exactly what you mean. I was meeting a lot of new people this weekend. There was a men's breakfast at like a sister church that my church associates with, and was chatting it up with this guy, and then he's like, "Oh, we should just exchange names. What's your name? What's your name? And he gives me his name. I tell him my name, and like within seconds, gone. And his name was Bob. I couldn't remember Bob for more than 3 seconds. Because somebody else I knew came up, and he introduced himself. Well, we were trying to get to know each other. I knew the other guy's name, but he didn't know my name. And then I went to introduce him to my new friend. And I was like, what's your name? He's like, Bob. I'm like, yeah. I would not have guessed Bob. Too funny. Pulled it out. Then he pulled it out. Total Recall. He had it. I did put together the video. I don't know if you guys caught the video for the Alpha Red number 7, the launch. So Fund My Comic does it a lot of things different. It just is what it is. I don't mean to complain about the differences between Kickstarter and Fund My Comic. The Kickstarter is so big that you can like host the video on the campaign. But I know that Indiegogo and Fund My Comic do not have that. They don't have I don't know if they don't have the bandwidth or whatever. But you link to it from an outside video source. And so I created one for Alpha Red number 7, which includes the animation that I had done for Alpha Red number 6, which came out so cool. So cool. And so I'll start releasing that, start posting that tomorrow. I spent most of the day today finishing that up. I was working on it yesterday and finished it up today. So like I know that I'm going to put like big black markers right there. So I'm just going through and just hitting some of the rendering, and then I'll go back through and add the contrast as I do. All right. Go back for some contrast on this side. Oop. Let's finish off this down here. I'm not even sure what he's got going on below the knee pads, but I'm gonna assume that it's darker and it's gonna get a lot of rendering shading here. Some shading up in here. All right, break out these brush pens. Get this big darkness here. Let me see if I can get away with. There we go. Some big fatty blacks here. Make sure we get that contrast, and then I will bring it. That forces me to bridge the gap. Then and so that the image will look compelling. So I did add the video to the intro, and I will talk endlessly about the Alpha Red 7 campaign here for the next 4 weeks. I'll try to jump on a little bit more often so that YouTube shows out these videos, and then whilst I do more artwork, I can talk about Alpha Red number 7 a little bit more often. I figure it's a win-win. A little bit more drawing, a little bit more artwork out there. All right. Make sure we got some contrast right yonder there. Make sure you can see the difference between his mouth and the teeth. The saliva. More saliva. And there. And then. And then. And then. And so one of my techniques is to trace a thicker outline around certain objects so that they move forward in the picture. It's just a technique. And then all this stuff that's in this braid stays with that, visually stays with that braid while I try to separate that there. I don't know if it works, but that's the technique I employ. Sometimes it works better than others. And then sometimes you just let the shadow kind of dictate the creation of the object. I think Jim Lee did it really well with Deathstroke. Is it Deathstroke? Death something. Death Blow. That's it. I know he was just copying Frank Miller's Sin City stuff, but I think Jim Lee did it better. Jim Lee did everything better. He would take whoever's technique that they were developing, and he would just kind of one-up them. So I always preferred how Jim Lee did whatever technique from whatever artist he was stealing from. He'd be the man. See, did I miss anything? Patrick Daniel says, "This is amazing, by the way." Thank you. Thank you, Patrick Daniel. They need to hire you as a cover artist for reals. You missed it. You missed it. Ernest stole it. Ernest stole it. I had this, I posted it on my Etsy, I think yesterday morning. $30. $30. Ernest got it. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate the encouragement. I'm trying to get I haven't approached my local comic shop yet, but they have a Whatnot stream that is growing. They used to have one that was really, really big, and it was through one of their partners, and he left for Phoenix, and they had 7,000 followers or whatever, and apparently that made for a pretty good amount of sales through Whatnot. And so I wanted to try Whatnot. I have a Whatnot. So if you guys are on Whatnot, let me know. Like, look for me. Look for me. I think I have 2 followers. I haven't put anything up. I don't think. But Rob Liefeld's on there. And I followed him just to see if I can get my hands on Youngblood #1. I don't know. Did any of you guys pick up Youngblood #1? I was assuming that eventually it would hit comic stores and I could get it for less than the $20 that he is selling it for. But if I'm not going to be able to, I guess I'll just pay the $20 because I'm curious to see if it's as good as he says it is. As good as he says that people say it is. If that's fair. People are excited about him. I get it. He gets me hyped up on some of the stuff that he talks about. So so I was going to have them, if they would allow me to draw on some sketch covers, I would just take 50% of whatever they could sell it for. And if they couldn't sell it, well, I don't know. Maybe I needed to think through that. What would the consequence be? I mean, they have sketch covers laying around. I could just draw whatever. Just to start my Whatnot channel. So I need to kind of figure out how to approach them with that idea. Because they don't owe me any favors. I know they like me, I like them, but you don't always want to start that business relationship and then it gets weird if expectations don't match up. All right. I think we can start on the other side here. Maybe. Do you guys shop on Whatnot? Have you ever heard of Whatnot? It's an app. Apparently, Rob Liefeld does gangbusters on Whatnot. One of his favorite platforms. I don't know if I'm Alpha Red Comic over there or if I am James Q Artist. But that would be fantastic if you guys are on there. If you would look me up. Look me up. Let's do this giant finger here. I don't know. Can you see this giant middle finger? It's kind of like the Max. Like, I don't understand what the Max's middle finger thing was. But this character is just like the Hulk with the Max's middle finger hand thing. It's pretty cool. So just like a purple Hulk. Just want to be more energetic about it. Yeah, I really can't wait for you guys to see the energy that JC Grande brings to my pencils. He has, I forgot to check to see if he had sent me the next batch. He said he was gonna have the next batch to me by yesterday afternoon. And I want to say that I've been on my email. I have not responded to his email, so he may assume that I did not read it and was not expecting it, but he's been pretty on time. If I can get my colors to be on time, that would be fantastic. Slightly my fault for insisting on tweaking some of JC Grande's inks. It's hard when I'm the creator, the artist, the editor. So I feel like I know what I expect and I can actually make the change instead of asking someone to make that change. It sometimes takes longer to describe what you want changed than to do it yourself. And for sure, it's not just a time saver that being the only reason why I use JC Grande. He actually brings so much to the table and makes it so visually interesting. So I don't want to shortchange his contribution to the artwork. I just have some preferences and kind of a bit of a control freak to a certain point when it's your stuff and you like, I meant for it to look kind of more like this in this area. And I have the ability to get it closer to that. Is it like, let me see, the blade is, okay, it's down the middle. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Down the middle. And it comes to a little pointy point over here. Like it's got. So I omit certain lines. Like as I'm drawing that straight line, I just make sure that I do some gaps so that you can really try to show that it's got some wear and tear. It is coming together. I don't know. What do you think there, Ernest? Coming together okay? Good stuff. And I've been meaning to catch up on oh, was it you who liked Daredevil? I think I'm conflating you with Rod. Rod's a big Daredevil fan. And he said that the show was good. And I've been meaning to give it a try. Did you guys? Hey, how about that Superman trailer? Everybody catch that? Does it make you want to watch it more or want to watch it less? Anybody want to weigh in on what they thought of the Superman trailer? Superman is also available. The one that I did a couple weeks ago. Here, let me do a shameless commercial. I did end up coloring it. So if you guys, this is on Etsy for $30, and along with it, I even throw in. So this was a free thing that they gave away on Superman Day at my comic store, and there was a blank thing down here. So I just drew a little remark down there, and so for $30, you get that too. You can net that. Shameless plug. Money goes into the war chest for future Alpha Red, to cover this too, to cover the current Alpha Red, and for future Alpha Reds. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. If you're new to the channel, I have an Etsy store where I sell a lot of these sketches that I do. So you want to keep an eye out. I want to start posting a little bit more on there because I do have some that I typically just take to shows. Sometimes they sell, sometimes they don't. But if you guys don't know about them, you wouldn't know that you'd be interested in them. So there's a small cost to put them on there, and then they take a big bite out of the selling price. But without their storefront, it's harder for me to collect money from people who might want the artwork. I've been trying to check out Square Up. I've seen some people that I buy some stuff off of that they host their thing on Square. And I am not. It's a free. They give you some space, some web space, and then you just put in your product, and they host it there for you. And because it's the Square thing, they are the ones who collect the money for you. So makes sense to me, but I couldn't figure out like how to optimize it. So I have to revisit that, so that I assume that you get to keep a little bit more of your money. You would at least save 20 cents per listing per quarter, because that's how much it costs. It costs 20 cents to keep it up on Etsy. I don't know if you guys are interested in some of that behind the scenes information. So you put up a post, a listing, costs you 20 cents. And they charge you another 20 cents if it stays up there after a quarter. So like I have my autographed Alpha Red comics on Etsy, and my homage covers on Etsy. So so those are just they're just out there. They'll stay out there. And so every quarter I have to pay 20 cents, whether I sell any or not, which I do. So I make more than 20 cents a quarter having it on there. So worth it for anybody who stumbles on it, or I can point people to it. I pointed people to it this week, I think, when I posted my homage cover for Alpha Red number 7. Somebody was sharing it with somebody else who likes homage covers. and they said, you should do Todd McFarlane Spider-Man #1 and a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man #300. I said, got you covered. And I pointed him to the Etsy store, and he bought the set. So it's just a good place to host my some of the things that Starcross Comics doesn't want to keep on their site. And they just don't want to keep it on their site because they don't want to monopolize. They don't want me to monopolize the whole site, because there's a bunch of creators, a bunch of us creators there. And I would just fill it up with Alpha Red variants. So he's just keeping it to the regular cover stuff, which is fine. I'm good with that. How we looking? Ernest approves. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Patrick Daniel says, I was overwhelmed by the Superman trailer. Yo, I hear people using that term. That's funny. That is funny. I want it to be good so much. I do too. No red flags for me. Maybe there are some, but I don't want to nitpick. I'm probably going to go watch it in the theater. So big Daredevil fan, not watching the show. I don't support the mouse if I can help it. Got it. I don't support them, but my brother does, and he gives me his password. So I guess they can still see if you view it. So maybe you don't want to support you don't want to encourage them, even if they're not getting your money. So Superman is gone. That Superman is gone too. You don't like that one? Okay. It's normie enough for me. I'm trying not to listen to too much. I'm trying to just form my own opinion about it, and I try to look at it through the eyes of normies and not hold the creators. Like, yes, James Gunn is probably politically completely the opposite from me. And I don't want to. I just don't want to see it in the movie. Like, just make a good movie. So I want it to be a good movie, and I'm hoping that I don't hear anything where it's just blatantly references to current day politics and finger wagging at people who do not share his values. That would be a mistake. But as long as I don't hear anything about that going on, I'll probably try to catch it in the theater. Even my wife, she likes the dog, obviously. I mean, I don't know who thought to put the dog in and make the dog do what the dog has been doing in the trailers. But my wife is like, I might want to see that. That's big. That's big for her to even say that. Because if I suggest a comic book movie, she breaks out a book. She'll break out a book and she'll let me watch it, but it better hold her attention, because if it doesn't hold her attention in a very short amount of time, she'll open the book. Unfortunately. So yeah, they have to make the normies like it. And they have to not let any of the stars kill it with politics, like the Fantastic Four stuff. Sounds like Pedro Pascal just can't keep his mouth shut. So I was interested in Fantastic Four, but I can wait. I can definitely wait on that. think I want to see Superman in the theaters so that I'm not tainted by the opinions of others. I want it to be good. You know what I mean? I want to. I'm just hoping that they don't screw it up. I'm hoping against hope. But they can't seem to help themselves sometimes. I think some of the latest stuff from Pedro Pascal is just so tone deaf. Nobody wants to hear your politics. And he's like shaming other Hollywood people. He's trying to shame Hollywood for not using their influence, I guess, to lecture people who disagree with him and the Hollywood people. Like, try doing real work. Try living real life before you tell us what we should be thinking and how we should be feeling and who we should be siding with in wars that are happening halfway around the world in places that most Americans will never go. Like, why do we have a dog in fights that happen across the world? I assume he's American. I assume he's an American citizen. How about you worry about making sure everybody else here gets along before you start picking sides somewhere else? Doesn't make you a bad person to care about what how your neighbor's doing, and not caring about what some people you never will meet. And you'll never be able to help from your film on location, wherever you are. So that's what I don't want to hear from movie stars and stuff, so that I can maybe give their movie a try. You know? Is that too much to ask as a fan? Like, I'm not a fan of you. I'm a fan of the character. I'm a fan of the story. You represent the story. You represent characters that were created by someone who was not you. Getting paid millions of dollars to try to get people into theaters to watch it. And you want to play politics and tell people not to show up to your movie who don't share the same political views. If I was Disney, I would be doing something about that, but they seem to share his values, so it's costing them money. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they got so much of it that they don't care. I know a lot of normies who are still going to Disneyland and still bringing their kids and stuff, even after all the stuff that they see online about the princesses with beards, and like, no thank you. And it's so expensive, but they'll complain about all the money that they're going to spend for the day or two that they're going to be there, because that's all they can afford. The thousands of dollars. All right. bring some contrast in here. Then we're getting there. We're getting there. Fong says, Republicans watch movies too? Hello. Hello, Hollywood. Hello. I'm looking forward to the Superman movie. I just hope it doesn't disappoint. I think everybody is like holding their breath, like, please don't screw this up. So Pedro is overused for sure. He's like in every flipping thing. I don't watch any of that, not Stranger Things, but whatever that show is that they keep talking about that he's in. That's all weird and woke. And doesn't know what he's talking about half the time, for sure. And he doesn't know what he's wearing half the time. He looks like a bum, like a hobo. If they were making Superman this year, I'm sure Pedro would be fighting Lex Luthor. Yeah, I think he's like signed his seal, his soul over to Disney, the Disney devil. So I don't know that he would be in a Warner Brothers movie. Pedro did play Maxwell Lord in Wonder Woman. Yeah. That's right. That's right. He did. And he was terrible. That was my first exposure to Pedro Pascal. And I was like, who is this guy? Like, people were saying, he did a great job. And I was like, are you kidding me? Who is this clown? I mean, the whole movie was terrible, but his role was especially bad. Yeah, I've never seen that whatever show on streaming that people keep talking about that he's in. But glad I don't waste my time on that. Who watches these shows? It's crazy. Who has the time? Yikes. I mean, is it that compelling? Are the stories that good? Is it that unique? I don't understand. From the way that they talk about it, it's just... Sounds like a hot mess. Sounds like a hot mess. So I'm trying to create like a shadow-ish down below. And then you just keep the lines above lighter. And then that's supposed to help give you visual cues to where the light source is coming from. And if your inker doesn't know that, they could really mess things up if you can give them all the visual cues that you want, and if they don't understand that, the line weights help the eye and the brain know where the light's coming from, which gives it more realism. Maybe realism isn't the exact word that I should be using, but like it connects the observer with something that they recognize as believable. I think that's the best way to describe that, because that's what you're doing even when you're doing like fantastical stuff. You still have to consider that the observer, your audience, has to connect with it. and we connect with things better if we are familiar with it. And we've lived life long enough to know where shadows, even if we can't articulate it, we know when something doesn't look natural. Like you've never seen that shadow operate that way in real life. All right, guys, I think we're wrapping it up here. It's getting to the end. Thank you for joining me for the extra half hour. This was a double page banger, so it deserved an extra couple minutes of love. I did attach the video to the end of this outro, to the beginning of this outro. So if you guys want to catch a sneak peek into the Alpha Red number 7 campaign video, you could either be on time, not hang out with your otaku crew for too long. Just kidding, Paul. I'm gonna be attaching it to the intro, so you're gonna hate me by the end of the 4 weeks. So it is only going to be 4 weeks on Fund My Comic, and hopefully I don't have to create another campaign on Kickstarter to take care of business. Because it is like I've described before, it's like a different language. They use different terminology for the same information, and I could probably copy and paste once I figure out what they're asking for, descriptions, details of the story, things like that. But well, guys, thank you again for ending your weekend hanging out with me and listening to me jabber on about drawing and what I like. Glad to hear what you guys like. Like, you guys are my sounding board for sure, keeping me sane. So I appreciate the interaction. And let me keeping it energetic. What do you think, Ernest? Trying to keep it. Trying to make people jealous that they didn't jump on it. You guys missed it. Ernest was the first one here. He heard the pitch. I told him this was going to be a banger, and he stole it. It was a steal. $30. He got this for $30, guys. You snooze, you lose. Right, Ernest? You can have bragging rights on this piece. Ernest got it. Ernest got it. All right, guys. I'm probably going to noodle around with it a little bit more, but I don't want to mess it up. I'm going to look at it for a little bit, and I don't want to put you guys through the torture of me staring it down for the next 15, 20 minutes and pecking at it, because that's just what I do. I'm not like a perfectionist about everything, but with my drawings, I always think about what can I do to make it look just a little bit better. And that is what I am going to do. So until tomorrow, don't forget me tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern is the launch party. We'll go over all the details about the campaign and some of the rewards. And you'll be able to see I think you're able to see the preview of it going to alpharedcomic.com. You can go over there now and look through it. If something's confusing, please message me. Facebook is my preferred communication. I check up on Facebook throughout most of the day. So if there's something confusing on there, please let me know, and I can fix it before the campaign launches. So hopefully you'll join me tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then the campaign starts at 8:30 p.m. And actually, let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything. Ernest says, Last of Us. That's what I couldn't remember. Based on the video game. Okay. Show is not good. That's what I hear, and I will take your word for it. Have a good one, James. See you tomorrow night. Patrick, we'll see you. Benny, see you there. Guys, I'm going to hit the outro, and we will see you guys.
Welcome to Alpha Red number 7, The Monster Within. In this issue, an ancient evil has risen, unleashed by a rogue treasure hunter on her latest heist. Now, this powerful executioner walks the earth once more, and only Alpha Red stands between the fallen angel and the annihilation of the other kingdom warriors. As Wingman is haunted by cryptic visions of his forgotten past, he squares off with the Searcher and her celestial enforcer Zadkiel. What dark secrets link the sacred relics to Wingman's dreams? And can Alpha Red stop this vengeful angel before it's too late? Brace yourself for pulse-pounding action, shocking revelations, and supernatural suspense in Alpha Red number 7, a high-octane thrill ride you won't want to miss. This issue can be enjoyed on its own, but there will be tiers where you can pick up the first 6 issues of Alpha Red. If you're new to Alpha Red, it can be summarized like this. In a world unraveling from the inside, Alpha Red emerges as a bold new hero in a time of darkness. Calvin Wesley was just a blue-collar worker, until the Kingdom, a secret organization powered by ancient spiritual technology, chose him to be their new champion. With superhuman strength, speed, and wisdom now flowing through him, Wes is thrust into the battle that reaches beyond the physical world into the realm of eternal souls. The enemy? Satan himself, cast into human form, walking among us, immortal, plotting a global apocalypse after being betrayed by his right-hand demon. His identity is hidden, his influence is growing, and only Alpha Red stands between us and damnation. This isn't just a comic, it's a spiritual war dressed in superhero skin. A gripping, high-stakes saga where every punch is powered by purpose, and every page crackles with righteous intensity. Created by artist and writer James Q. Nguyen, Alpha Red fuses pulse-pounding action with themes of faith, redemption, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. With stunning artwork and a cinematic story arc built for fans of Spawn, Daredevil, and the Book of Revelation, this is a series that dares to say something deeper, while still kicking it like a 90s-style comic. Join the mission. Back the hero. Invest in the legend. Alpha Red isn't just another comic. It's the beginning of something bigger.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role.